fight. I don't expect to be treated like a fool no more. I don't expect to sleep through the night. Some people say a lie's a lie's a lie, but I say why? Why deny the obvious child? Why deny the obvious child? And then remembering a roadside.
Former Saturday Night Live cast member Jenny Slate stars in the new comedy that Seattle will get a sneak peek at before it opens nationwide next month. Directed by, are you ready? Gillian Robespierre. Did I get it? I did get it. Thank you.
Very impressive.
Oh, man. I started on this 3 weeks ago, so thank you. The movie is called Obvious Child. It's the story of what happens to a hardworking, rising star comedian who winds up pregnant after a careless one-night stand. Basically, you have the worst day in the world, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It all happens in one day, I think.
No, it happens over, like a couple weeks.
Over a couple of weeks.
All of the bad stuff.
3 terrible things happen. Would it be a spoiler alert to say what they are, or is that part of...
yeah, that's what it is. It's about it's interesting that you say hardworking. I would say just trying to make it work. Comedian in Brooklyn who gets dumped and then fired and then pregnant. All in time for Valentine's Day.
Dumped, fired, and pregnant.
That's
now
right.
What do we do? Well, it's hilarious. It's gonna be wonderful. Both Jenny and Gillian are in our studio here. Gillian, Jenny, welcome. And they're going to be at Obvious Child, which screens as part of the Seattle International Film Festival today. You can see it 4:30 at SIF Cinema Uptown, which is in Queen Anne. It's a wonderful theater. And did we guys say a few words before the film as well, or after?
No, we actually screened last night at the Egyptian.
Oh, okay. So they did the talking part
We
last
did
night.
the talking part, and it's such a beautiful theater. It was a great audience.
That's another classic. Amazing.
Beautiful. It was gorgeous.
Yeah. Okay, and so tonight, 4:30, come see the movie.
Yes.
All right. Jenny and Gillian, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. We're great.
Do you guys know Seattle at all?
Not really. I've been here once before for Bumbershoot to do stand up here. Yeah, and that was lovely. I really, really liked it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and as a stand-up comic, and of course Saturday Night Live alumnus, what a dream role this must be for you.
Yeah, the comedy is really fresh and funny and original, and also it's a dream role because it's very touching, and a lot of times as a comedian you don't get given that opportunity. So it's a diverse
Are you
experience. Yeah.
Are you still touring and doing stand-up comedy on a full-time basis?
Well, I
Do you have to take a break?
I do. Now that I shoot a lot, I work a lot, and I work in TV, so it's harder. But and so I'm down. My numbers are down. They're down.
Well, hopefully the other numbers outweigh those numbers, right?
Yeah, my weight. I'm getting huge.
Right.
Yeah,
Obvious Child. Tell me about the title, Gillian.
Well, you just played the song. And that was a song that was played in my car a lot when I was a kid. Graceland, Rhythm of the Saints was blasted on every family road trip. And then I stopped listening to it for a really long time because that's what happens when you overdo things. And then I revisited the song in my 20s and thought it would be great to put a love-making scene to it.
It just so the music feels good for that kind of scene. Okay.
It's
romping
rhythmic,
around.
it's sad, it's got everything.
Is
that
it
sex
tough
has.
to get licensing from Paul Simon? Do you have to tell him what you're going to do with his song and stuff, or do you just
course.
write him a check?
I play by the rules. Yeah, he Paul Simon Music saw the short and I think fell in love with the movie and with Jenny and
Eddie Simon, his brother, was very nice and even visited us on set.
No kidding. When you were shooting the movie, all right, where'd you shoot
So
it?
cool.
Brooklyn in New York City.
Brooklyn, New York City.
Yep.
Shooting a movie in Brooklyn, I gotta wonder: do people just walk by you and not care, or do you gather a crowd when you're shooting a scene? New Yorkers like a lot of things could happen and they'd be kind of indifferent.
Sometimes they get a little pissy.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
upset that you're in their way.
We were a little production, but I think my favorite thing is like just the occasional dude who stands right in the shot and is like, "Hey, what are you guys shooting? Hey, what is this?" And then you have to be like, "It's an independent film," and he's like, "When am I going to see it?" And you're like, "I have no idea.
It's an independent film. We're struggling
don't
artists.
know.
Yeah.
We don't know."
I got to ask you about that. Like, a lot of people criticize Gillian. They'll criticize the big movies because, like, why do we need a Spider-Man 25 or whatever? And the answer is because they can show investors on paper that there's a built-in audience and it'll make a lot of money. Isn't it more fun, though, to create an entirely new story? Because it's harder to be noticed, harder to make. But if you have a hit, you get more critical acclaim. And right earlier on in your career, you need a big hit, right?
I guess, yes. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know.
Don't let her New York accent rub off on you. Yeah.
Real sharp this morning. I think that making movies is hard in general. Whether
For
you're
anybody.
telling a big, story that's a studio-driven movie. I just watched Thor on the plane right
Love
here,
Thor.
and
And you
was
loved it,
Very
I am very attracted
Yes.
to Thor.
hands are very big.
Big,
So you would star
beautiful
in the
hands.
next Thor if
Sure,
they need.
you
Yeah.
should.
You know what I would like to be Lois Lane, because I think, Lois Lane can be kind of Jewy and she's bookish and she's sassy.
Yeah.
And she's kind of old fashioned and I'm kind of old fashioned. Like I could never be like, I don't know, Catwoman or, I don't think I
Well,
would
you'd
be
be a
Catwoman.
Catwoman with 37 cats. Be totally different.
That's
take on
true.
Catwoman.
It could be a really sad
I would
story of a hoarder.
Love to see that.
Yeah.
And you steal all the things that you hoard.
Yeah,
right?
it would
Wouldn't
be
it be
like
funny
You're allergic to yourself.
if actually your alter ego and your superhero
Oh, right.
had the same name? They were
Right.
both Catwoman.
Catwoman.
But one of them put on big old coats and the other
Right.
one actually had a superhero costume.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe I just threw out that Lois Lane thing because I am Catwoman in real life. I'm not. I'm allergic to cats.
Hey, if Ben Affleck can be Batman, you can be Catwoman.
I
you can be
love
Lois
Affleck.
Lane. Do you,
Yeah,
do you
it's
think it's
great.
good call for him?
Well, I
Yes.
love Ben and Matt from the start because I'm a Boston girl.
Yeah.
And I love them. Wow.
I love them apples.
Yeah, big time.
about
Those
them
guys are
apples?
the best. Yeah.
In the movie, Donna, you get pregnant.
Yeah.
Is it a boyfriend or just a casual?
It's a one night stand.
It's a
one-night
comedy
stand.
club,
Yeah.
dude.
It's a comedy. Well, it's funny. My son does a little stand-up comedy, and apparently, you're in a different city every night. So who knew? But anyway, you're in a comedy club. You hook up with a guy.
Yeah.
You find out you're pregnant.
Yeah.
But do you want to be with him?
Donna,
I mean, she. I was
Yeah,
confused you
well,
with the
yeah,
character.
no,
'Cause
not
you're both
me.
comedians. Yeah.
we're both comedians, but one is fictional and Donna is fictional and I'm real. She just wants to get her life in order, and that is her main thing. It smarts a bit, of course, that she got dumped, and it's stressful that she got fired, and then it's just the cherry on top that she
You're
got
pregnant.
drunk and can't remember whether or not she used a condom and is definitely pregnant. But yeah, I think her main objective is not at all, like I got to find this guy and see if we can fall in love. It's just I've got to take care of this, make the right choice for me, and
I don't want to know what happened.
Bob,
Oh,
it's
okay.
a modern woman's story.
That's
It's not
right.
a fairy tale.
It's
No.
not a
It's an
fairy
actual
tale.
story about
it's
women.
a real story.
Yeah.
When you say a modern woman's story, do you mean it's like girls, or it's like
No,
a
I
bunch
mean,
of girls
it's not
freaking
like
out?
she has to go and find the man and be like, let's make this work, buddy.
Okay.
Like, this is a modern woman's
Yeah,
story.
it's like
For
itself.
modern women.
That's why everyone should see it, because it's not like anything else.
Nice to meet both of you.
Nice to meet you
It
as well.
sounds
For
like
having
a
us.
whole lot of fun. Today, 4:30, SIF Cinema Uptown. And then, obviously, there's a big film festival. Seattle's film festival is fantastic.
That's cool.
And many great films come through here or get their start here. And then a wider release when?
June 20th will be back in Seattle with
And
a real,
Okay.
in all the screens.
So if
Not all of
if
I lied. Just a
D-
couple.
lie. Come on, you threw it
In
ahead.
New York and LA on June 6th. We
Okay.
start in New York and LA on June 6th, and then
Back in Seattle.
and then back in Seattle on the 20th.
Okay, so folks, so even if you don't get out this afternoon, remember the film, Obvious Child. You guys are wonderful. Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for having us.
All the
Thank
best.
you. This was fun.